Lights, camera, action.
Konbanwa, minasan. Good evening, everybody, all over the Bay Area, and welcome to Bay Area Youth on Air, also known as
Bayo!
I'm your host, Damian Williams.
And I'm your host, Benjamin Seichao Chang. And this is part 2 of our episode featuring BAYCAT.
BAYCAT!
BAYCAT!
And
Let's get back to the program.
All right, so the next video is called Community Outspoken, created by Jamahl and Orione.
It also involves community members, and we thought that content was very important for youth and all of our viewers. We hope you like it.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Jamahl. I am 12 years old, and I want to change the way the police and the community interact. Many people's friends and families are getting locked up and stripped of their freedom. And a lot of this starts with a confrontation with the cops in their communities. I want to talk to some community members and police officers to see if we can improve these encounters.
I think there's a lot of mistrust between the low-income communities and the police. I seen a youth get put over for a red light ticket. He had him in handcuffs, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Why is he in handcuffs? Just give him his ticket, keep it moving. He's like, oh, well, I have a family, and this is for my safety. I'm like, everybody here has a family to go home to. For them to not see that, that's what I want them to see. I want them to realize those things. Those things make a big difference.
When my brother's friend was Oscar Grant, we still feel to this day the outcome of the overruling was still unfair, but there's really nothing that we can really do about it, but still try to turn something positive out of that outcome of that day.
I'm a community warrior. I work, I try to help people get jobs, go back in school and stuff like that, but I still appear the way that I appear. I'm a young, brown, Latino man. Constantly driving, they pull me over, they harass me, they search me, they embarrass me, they humiliate me in front of so many people. They don't find nothing, and then they let me go, talking about they give me a pass. But that's not a pass, you just humiliated me in front of my community. So to me, that offends me, and it's rough. I don't like that, but I can't control what they do, I can only control what I do.
I decided to bring this concern from the community to the chief of police of San Francisco. How would you describe the current relationship between the communities and the officers?
I would call it anxious or strained. Right now, the country is seeing police officers as what I don't think is fair. It's not fair to see any person, race, creed, color, sexual orientation, that everybody's the same, just like it's not fair to think that every police officer's the same.
Well, it was one day, I think it was at nighttime, me and my cousin, we were just going to the movies. He had a black hoodie on, and so, there was this police officer. He stopped my cousin and told him to, get on the wall, put his hands up on the wall. And so, even my cousin could see it in my eyes. I was, a little terrified. And so the police officer still searched him, and he found nothing. My cousin, he was taking me to the movies. He wasn't doing anything wrong.
So the police officer was wrong in that instance.
Yeah.
And he did demonstrate a bias that's not okay. If the officer can't tell your cousin why he's stopping him, and he certainly can't search him unless he has reason to believe that for officer safety's sake, he might have a weapon. He's just got to let that go.
When I was doing this, I thought to myself that it's not fair for us to stereotypize other police officers just on a small few of them, because that would basically be doing what they do to us. It's not fair to judge all police officers as bad people who don't have hearts and just don't care about people. I guess for me, I would like to see that change.
We've been doing a lot of talk about bias lately. Everybody, even me, and as you just said, even you, we all have bias. I think one of the things we're telling people in the police department is it's okay to acknowledge that we all have biases. You just can't act on them. And if you take it so far that you can't be fair and even with everybody, then maybe you shouldn't be a police officer.
And how are officers being trained to not be biased or not to act on those biases?
There's a lot of anti-bias training, implicit bias training, racial profiling training in our academy, and that's why we're putting them in Boys and Girls Clubs and Bayview Y and Ella Hill Hutch and the Fillmore, to find out how just spectacular all the kids are in a lot of the neighborhoods that have been traditionally underserved, so that they'll know that later on it's going to be those kids that are just growing up.
People we interviewed, I think a couple of days ago, said that they wanted more police people of color serving communities of color.
Yeah, I totally think that you need to be a police department that looks like the city you serve. One of the ironies is that right now when people talk about how the police department's not good in communities of color, but then those same communities say we'd like to have more people from this community of color be police officers, right? So it's kind of ironic that you'd tell people, hey, the police officers are really bad, but you should be a police officer. So what I'm trying to say is we've had no problem in San Francisco recruiting men and women of color. What I would tell people of color that are wondering about the police or maybe kind of thinking, sometimes you have to give a little of yourself to get to a better place. And if you're going to change an institution like law enforcement or a police department, you can't really do it from the outside. You can change it from the inside. You can tell people, hey, don't be like that. Somebody with your energy and your presence could do that. And there's a lot of people just like you out there that might be a good fit in the police department.
I think we'll get a bit closer to justice if the police and communities spent more time together. Before making a snap judgment, remember that the person you encounter doesn't represent every person that might look like them.
That is so inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love how the interviewer is trying to have the police officer learn about what he can do to make the police force more respectful to people all over the city. And we have two guests today. We have Zara and Orione from BAYCAT, and they're here with us today, so let's give it a warm
welcome to them.
Warm welcome. Yeah.
Welcome, Zara and Orione, to Bayo.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're so glad. So we have a couple of questions for you guys. Feel free to answer them, and we're gonna start with you, Zara. So can you tell us a lot about BAYCAT and what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm the program manager and lead instructor at BAYCAT, which means I teach some of the classes, and I also help run our program. So BAYCAT is an academy, so we offer free training for 11 to 17-year-olds in filmmaking, music production, graphic arts, and digital media. And then we're also a studio, so we do work with clients, so people can hire us to make a promo video, a commercial. We just actually worked with the Golden State Warriors, which was pretty sweet.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was dope, and we got to involve
Go
some
Warriors.
of our youth. I know, right?
Yeah.
Go Warriors, totally. So so that's a little bit of what BAYCAT is. It's a cool space because we're all about the community, and we help train young people, and then we also eventually get to employ them to work for our studio.
Wow. Who would have thought that BAYCAT would do something so exciting, such as meeting the Warriors?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. Maybe would you like to ask Orione about something?
Yeah. Orione, how did you start making videos, and why do you like it?
I started making videos. Well, I tried to get into SOTA, School of the Arts.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are from, our program was recently moved from SOTA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought that making videos would be the easiest one. So I decided to do that. And, yeah.
So can you tell us some challenges you had while making this piece?
Some challenges I ran into that there was a lot of B-roll and footage that I needed to sort through, and that took a couple sessions with Zara to sort out and find what would fit best with the piece.
Yeah, and we ended up scrapping all of our B-roll and just kept it kind of like a raw interview, right? Yeah, and I think it worked.
All right, can you explain to the viewers what B-roll is?
B-roll is that little section of footage that you'll see between a couple clips. So yeah, Like, for example, if two people are talking, you might see a tree, like it cut to a tree and then back to them talking, and that's what B-roll would be.
Yeah, it's kind of like visual support to an interview. So, for example, in this piece, we're interviewing Chief Sir. So we actually went to a meeting where a bunch of police officers were meeting with community members, and we shot a bunch of B-roll of that. But it didn't quite fit. It felt like we were trying to push a certain agenda on the film, and we weren't. We were just trying to have an honest discussion. So sometimes you got to make decisions like that and just scrap something you went out to shoot. Yeah.
Wow, so that's what B-roll is.
How did you get involved with BAYCAT?
My mom said, "Hey, there's this cool program that I want you to go to," and I was like, "Okay, I'd love to try it,"
Nice.
and I did, and I'm thankful.
Nice.
Wow.
So I have questions about your project, Community Outspoken, about the boy and the officer, and I just want to ask you, what do you want to see for policemen that they can do better on their job, like for people of all races?
That's a really thoughtful question. Thanks for asking that. Actually, since we showed the film, Chief Sir actually brought that video back to the entire police department. So as we speak, every police officer in San Francisco is going to see that video, and it's going to be kind of incorporated into their anti-bias training. I think we were hoping that this film could kind of spark a lot of discussion. We actually made that film about 2 weeks before Mario Woods was shot and killed by the SFPD. And, I think a lot of what Chief Sir says in that video has to do with how the community felt about that happening.
And what do you hope that they can change to better, change the community out there?
Well, I think, starting by acknowledging that everyone has bias and working hard to kind of fight that, rather than pretending like, oh, no, I don't have any stereotypes. We all have stereotypes,
do you
right?
feel like the police can, better acknowledge LGBTQ?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of different a lot of different communities that police officers need training in, to sensitivity training. Not everyone likes to be spoken to the same way or treated the same way. Mm-hmm. And I feel like even just being stopped by a police officer can cause a lot of anxiety and fear. Wow. And, sometimes we're not in a perfectly clear state of mind to handle a situation like that. So I feel like, cops should maybe come at certain situations with compassion rather than trying to scare somebody. And I think that's a big systematic change that, one day I hope in my lifetime to see happen.
Good.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
We all hope that.
I hope that video. I hope your video, Community Outspoken, is shown by every other police department, in not just California, but hopefully all over the United States, all over.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Same here.
Well, that really reminds me of how I advocate for people with disabilities, because people with disabilities, whether if it's physical or mental, have these huge dreams, and many people are looking down on them. So what I did is I spoke how special these people are and what they can do to overcome these barriers, and from that on I became a role model to them, just like you guys are trying to talk to these police officers on how to handle whenever they're being pulled over, and trying to talk some with compassion and not be all hostile and all. Yeah. So for this question, Orione, what role were you part in? What role did you take part of the film?
I was part of a couple roles. I was the director. I filmed part of it and I edited.
So director and editor.
What was your role?
I guess I was the producer, but I was also teacher. Yeah.
And I really want to thank you guys for coming to our show, and we're looking forward into seeing some of your videos of the future. Don't you think, Benji?
Yeah. We should, yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Damien.
The next video is called Law and Disorder. Kind of like a parody of Law and Order. Created by Ginger, Gwydion, and Ezra at BAYCAT.
We selected it because it was so funny and we wanted to end this episode on a lighter note.
Let's check it out!
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Can I get almond croissant, please? Hold the almonds. My stomach will thank you later.
Is there anything else you'd like to get with that?
Yes, a small coffee. Do you guys take cash or card?
Ooh, cards only. Seriously, cards only.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you. That all checks out. Here's your coffee.
Thank you.
It's a bit high, so don't spill. You never know what can happen out there. And here's your croissant. Here's your card. Can't forget that. Seriously, it's high. Be careful. You never know what's out there.
Thank you.
Whoa, hey there, Smash. What are you doing spilling coffee on my newly pressed suit? You know how much this costs?
I'm sorry, it was an accident.
Sorry, I gotta cut. You see that badge? You see it?
It means I'm the lead operations manager of the Coffee Police Department. You know what that means? And I'm here to arrest you for selling illegal contraband in a form of coffee to myself and your peers. What do you got to say for that?
Wait, all I did was spill a little bit of coffee. And since I brought it from the counter, shouldn't they get arrested?
Ha! That's what they all say.
Okay, this is obviously a bogus charge. I am entitled to a lawyer, and I'm not talking to you until I get one.
Bud. Got him right over here. Hi, I'm Chet Clubsman, former attorney at law.
Graduated lawyer fast in about 20 minutes and been printing out my diploma. Been practicing law ever since.
So, have you done any lawyering?
Well, that was about a week ago, and, the course was easy, cheap, so... I mean, a week, it's not a lot of experience. Still kind of a rookie, but I do know you need to sign on all these papers, like here, here, and here.
Okay. Can I get a pen?
Yeah.
You hereby agree to sign your life away to the United States Department of Signatures until former notice. Therefore, you agree to the future proceedings of the past. Hey, wait a minute.
I smell justice in this neck of the woods. Justice.
Okay, listen. I just spilled a little bit of coffee and now I'm in trouble.
Let me see these. Whatever you did was a crime, boy. I don't make the laws, I just unjustly enforce them.
Unjustly enforced? Isn't that going against the very idea of justice?
Well, not exactly, my boy. I didn't exactly go to law school, so, well, I don't have this concept of justice you speak of. Instead, I graduated in Lawyer Fast, which is a cheap online service for only $13.99 a minute, plus shipping and handling.
Well, I don't understand.
No buts! From what I can tell, robbing this man at gunpoint is a very heinous crime, especially for some coffee. Why can't you just be an honest person?
Hey, I didn't do anything. What's wrong with you guys? I want a real lawyer and judge.
Let's see, according to 1, 2, 3 unrecognized Southeast Asian countries, in one state, I am a lawyer, a judge, and a kung fu master.
You just keep giving my guy grief. Is it ever gonna end?
I don't know, but now you can add disrespect to officers of the law and failure to stop.
Failure to stop what? I'm not even in a vehicle.
Failure to stop your mouth from racking up another 8 to 10 years. Now give me those wrists.
Oh my god! I can't believe it! They're such jokesters!
I mean, who would have thought they would turn Law and Order? That would be so funny.
It's a parody of Law and Order.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
Well, we hope you like our double episode. And remember, we want to hear from you. Email us questions, suggestions, and submissions to bayoletstalktalent@gmail.com.
Remember to include title of piece or performance and date, name of the artists, school, organization, and city, short description, length of the place, and link to media work. We're giving a special thanks to Zara because she's participating in a lot of Bayo episodes.
And being on the show at the second time. Big shout out to Zara.
We love you. Thanks for tuning in and following us on Facebook and Instagram. See you next week on Channel 76 on Fridays and Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Bye.
And remember, guys,
let's talk talent.
That's a wrap.
Have you heard of a kid with the mindset of a grown-up? We're showing up, I'm living proofs of upchuck. I thought about things that you need and about things like why do I breathe? To see another one of me get thrown in jail or left to bleed. You see, I'm giving you food without soul feast. Well, at least I'm not one of the peeps who still find a world that's worth a penny. Have you seen these cops? They're like wild packs of dogs, killing everything that's brown and walk. It's been kept a secret, but now you see it. But now it's a hard part.
In these hard times, you have to know that it's gonna be alright. And even when things go wrong, you have to know to just stay strong. I wear hoodies when I want, I eat Skittles when I want, I can breathe when I want, I can breathe, I can breathe.
I ain't playing these games, I ain't playing these games. Discrimination, hate, they all feel the same. Get some money in your pocket and the whole game changed. Stop putting down, ever thought that for a change? Cause I do it, and never stopping for what? Typing on the computer, acting hard because you can't see the real me being fake for what? I think it's crazy, swearing up and telling you a thug. Like it's so F-A-K-E fake. Barbie can on aisle A. I live on the block that never changed. I got my pride, can you say the same?
In these hard times, you have to know that it's gonna be alright. And even when things go wrong, you have to know to just stay strong.
Do not take me to jail. I don't know nothing. I just want a good life to be worth something. Help me please, help me please. I cannot breathe. Shoot me down or bring me up, it won't faze me. 21st up next. You know we is the best. You give me life cause I'm young, and I made a little wreck. Get it, that's young, you reckless. I'm in my zone, so please respect it. I got hit with the baton, why don't you get it? Boom, boom, bang, bang, making videos. Said 1 minute, but it was 11, yo. Oh, heart full of gold. Dead on the street, 4 hours, really, yo. Y'all real, crazy fire shots. That don't amaze me. But with 21st setting this record, y'all squad going crazy. Palindrome on this beat. No guns, no clips. So much heat. More danger than my scripts.
Hey, where'd you get this equipment?
Got it from BAYCAT.
Can I see the receipt? You have a receipt?
No, we don't have the receipt.
Why don't you have a receipt?
Because we don't need it.
Are you recording this? You need to break this up. You can't be recording this.
Why?
You gotta break it up. Break it up. Break it up. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move. Break this up. Break this up.